Young. Yesterday we had the Clubhouse Combine, getting ready for the Combine here, and we all love some games on this show, so we got another one for you. We have a game of thumbs up, thumbs down, because the Cardinals, they made it clear that Kyler Murray is their man here, guys. Murray's been one of the most polarizing quarterbacks in the entire league. In his 5 years with Arizona, Kyler has made 2 Pro Bowls and is 0-1 in the playoffs. All right, so Annie, you asked your fans to chime in here, asking if the Cards are actually going to stick with Murray. So let's take a look at the results.
Kind of surprised by that.
Yeah.
Especially with the comments on the post, because fans were bringing up, like you said, the whole Josh Rosen thing again. I was very, thought they were definitely going to sway the other way. You know what? I was confident they were keeping him. I'm confident they were getting. Yeah, I was confident they were keeping him until that tweet. Because it's Josh Rosen all over.
Yeah,
not the same situation, obviously, with #1 overall, but still.
Yeah, no, and that's why those polls are good, because we got to get a feel of how the fans are feeling, and we got to get a feel of how maybe the other franchises are feeling about their quarterbacks. And so we're going to play a little game of thumbs up, thumbs down, franchise quarterbacks edition here. And all of you guys can play at home. All you got to do is download the Stadium app and play along with us. So we're all ready with our handy dandy, what do you call these boards? Thumbs up, thumbs down boards. Paddles. I love that one. Yeah. All right, let's start with Kyler Murray here. Is he a franchise quarterback? Thumbs up, thumbs down.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with franchise quarterback here. There are a lot of things that I mean, it was right what you said. He's polarizing. There are many things about him where I say that's not my ideal quarterback. When he came back from that injury that he sat out most of the year from, he was spinning the ball pretty well, up to the point where by the end of the year, he was really pushing it down the field. I love the fact that he has the run-around ability. I wish he would play more in system, but I don't think that's a Kyler Murray issue. I thought that was a coaching issue and somebody who wasn't urging him to do more quarterbacky things. There's some potential, and they obviously believed in that because they paid him. He's got to get the video game thing together, all that kind of stuff. You don't need the narratives out there, but yeah, I mean, would teams be like, Kyler Murray is a guy I'd like to have? I think the answer is yes.
I think, like, based off of how much fun he was to watch in college football, you would immediately think, yeah, this is a guy you want to build your franchise around. But because of the reasons that you said, the video game things, the narratives, you know, the subliminal messaging on his social media, stuff like that, I just am not fully sold, and that is why I have to give him a thumbs down. I'm not completely, he made strides last year after they reworked his contract and had the, you know, the details there, but I'm not fully sold on Kyler Murray. That's why I got to get him a thumbs down.
Yeah, you missed several games in 3 straight seasons. That's my only concern with him. However, Jonathan Gannon is in on him. He's endorsed him already. I think they're going to take Marvin Harrison Jr. I think they're going to build around Kyler because of what he did when he came back after the ACL tear. Went 2-3, closed out the season pretty well when he came back. And he, like you said, he looked great. So he's a franchise quarterback in my mind.
All right, how about Justin Fields? Is he a franchise guy?
This is going to pain me.
This is going to shock a lot of people that I'm saying yes.
This is going to pain me.
Okay, go ahead, Joshua. Yeah, let's hear it.
I think we believe in the potential that Justin Fields is a franchise quarterback. But the idea that the franchise he's currently with has not committed to him and may in fact take a different quarterback at #1 overall tells you exactly what the situation is.
But it's the Bears.
But he's not yet a franchise quarterback. Right? Like, show me, I mean, it's the things that people would say. Show me the postseason. What has he done there? Like, has he won anything significant as of right now? No, and it's not all his fault because they haven't built that thing well for him, and he's gone through multiple coaching changes. But I think we are talking ourselves into the idea that he's a franchise quarterback right now, and that is not the case. I believe he can certainly get there, but if you're asking me today, it's a no.
That's fair. That's fair. Okay.
What do you think, Annie?
Here's 2 words. Luke Getsy. Okay. This Justin was so unappreciated in this system because, and we talk about system quarterback a lot. This system sucked. First of all, Luke Getsy, if he wasn't calling screens, he was calling what I like to call the bootleg of death for Justin, where he just assumed the unblocked edge defender would forget that he's been coached since 2021 to ignore the handoff and go right at Justin. That was the game plan for him, and the poor man didn't have nobody was helping him out in that system.
I agree.
I think Justin will be a franchise quarterback. Steelers, Falcons, everybody needs a quarterback right now. I don't know if it's going to be like immediate, but I do think eventually he will be a
I agree with everything you were saying. He was in a system where he wasn't appreciated, he wasn't showcased well, and so I think, you know, when he does move on from the Bears, because it's looking like that, I think that, you know, he's going to have the right pieces around him. It's a fresh start for him to really be that franchise quarterback that everybody knows he can be. Now, I know this guy can be a franchise quarterback, Bryce Young, but do you guys think he can be?
I think he can be. Is he?
Can I start?
Is he?
Yes.
Because I know you're about to, you know what, on him. Okay, I think Bryce Young, when you have a franchise quarterback, it's a guy that represents the organization well. He's a hard worker. He's a leader in that locker room. He is a guy that guys want to work, play hard for. That also goes into being a franchise quarterback, not just what he does on the field. Now, what he did on the field last season was crap, okay? I think we all can agree on that. Was it completely his fault? I don't think so. They didn't put the proper weapons around him. That offensive line was trash. So I think that he can definitely be a franchise quarterback. It's just a matter of putting the right pieces around him and allowing him to be that guy. I'm not giving up on Bryce Young, although I know everybody else is. I'm not giving up on him.
The season went so well, though, didn't it? For them?
It was just so well.
Before you lay into him, I agree with that. I think he was sacked 62 times. 62 times. 34 of them were on 3rd and 4 down. My only concern is if he holds the ball too long, how many of those sacks were his fault? He doesn't trust his O-line, so he didn't step up in the pocket on those plays.
Yeah.
But I think he's a lot better than what we've seen, obviously. Wide receiver situation wasn't great. Mingo stepped up, ran out of bounds more than he ran into the end zone. The poor guy doesn't have a ton of weapons, didn't have a great O-line, but I don't know if franchise is the right word for him yet. We're trying to figure it out, so I'm in the middle.
I can't get there right now. And I get they didn't have that thing built up around him, all the different excuses, and I'm perfectly fine with that. And I hate saying a guy can't become something because it's 1 year sample size. So this is not me saying he'll never be a franchise quarterback. Right now, absolutely not. He gave you Justin Field-like passing numbers without the Justin Fields running ability, and people are questioning whether Justin Fields is a franchise quarterback. At this point, no, he is not, and he's a small dude. I got to see a sample size like we've seen from Kyler Murray, where we know he can ball out in the league as a small dude before I can get there.
That's a good point.
I'm just not. I'm not giving up on you, Bryce.
I'm not giving up either.
We're positive here. Apparently.
We are positive patties. How about Trevor Lawrence? Is he a franchise guy? I think so.
Yes,
Ooh.
but the narratives are going to start coming out about Trevor Lawrence, though, because I think he gets too much credit for being a really good high school recruit and a really good college quarterback.
What do you mean too much credit? Look what he was able to do with Clemson.
I'm not saying that he didn't do any of those things. What he did at Clemson does not matter to me right now as a quarterback of the Jacksonville Jaguars. And I think that we have excused some of his poor performances. But I do think this dude is a franchise quarterback.
I just can't get behind it. I don't know.
Is it the hair?
It's the overthrows. It's the not being clutch. It's the tanking at the end of the season. I just can't get behind it.
These are all real things that nobody talks about with Trevor Lawrence, by the way.
Okay, we gotta move on here. Baker Mayfield, is he a franchise quarterback?
Unfortunately, I'm gonna put this thumbs up.
I think so.